Caught cheating. The Archewell report exposes Meghan and Harry's lies. Hello and welcome to the Princess Diana News YouTube channel. Well, yesterday the Archewell Foundation Impact Report for 2020 to 2022 was released. And if you have a few minutes and want a little laugh, you can head over to Archewell and take a look at their impact report. Chapter: This is what you expected. There's a lot of self-serving crap out there about all the amazing things their foundation does. Of course, this language is deliberately misleading. So in Archewell's first year of operation, they raised $13 million. So, how much do they actually donate to charity? Total $3 million. I didn't pull these numbers out of thin air. These figures are none other than the famous Omid Scooby-Doo, aka Scabies, aka Sussex spokesman and another manipulative hypocrite. I think we should all be happy. I mean, $3 million is way more than the 5% we all thought they would give. Only 23 cents of every donation in chapter is set aside for Archewell to be used for all of the worthy causes listed in the report. It is therefore not surprising that the report itself has been questioned. Now, if you look at the digital portion of the report, you will see that they are trying to say they purchased 12 coins. The partnership with Global Citizen has provided 0.66 million vaccines, but the impact of the Arch Shaft Foundation was only 107,000 doses. Why do they always have to lie? Why can't they be transparent and say they raised $500,000 to pay for 107,000 doses of the vaccine? Why should they be so misleading and claim that 66 million vaccines were bought from them? To me, this sounds like many of the lies Harry and Meghan have told. They take something legitimate and then exaggerate it and make themselves out to be liars. Why do they always do this? Well, if you follow them and Archewell even a little bit, you'll know that turnover in any organization that Harry and Meghan are involved in is extremely high. So whenever there's a major personnel change, it makes the news, and Harry and Meghan have made some pretty big hires in the past. But these relationships never last. This is definitely the case today and tomorrow. You see, at the end of the day, people at the top are worth much more. Until Archewell releases its full financial statements, there remains much speculation about what they will show. But it's not that far-fetched that more of the money isn't going to good causes, since most of the money is spent on the salaries of Archewell staff. Also, keep in mind that they have to buy all these items that they can't be a part of, but still display them to make it look like they're behind the scenes. A striking example is the Live to Lead project that appeared on Netflix. If you look at the report, it has Meghan and Harry written all over it. You can see a lot of their little buzzwords, like compassion. Interestingly, the foundation was created out of compassion. Leading up to the release of this report, Harry has spent the past few weeks demonstrating exactly what the opposite of compassion looks like. Well, I really like the section on rebuilding trust in information. Very rich. Someone must explain to me how two people who have proven themselves time and time again to be liars have the audacity to speak out on a disinformation platform. I mean, come on, be realistic. Harry and Meghan have only spent time on this issue because they have not been able to get real broad support. And they blame the media for all their mistakes. They are too self-righteous to realize that they are not popular because they act like horrible people. Harry recently said that all the memories in his mind are as true as objective facts. Well, let me get this straight. Harry expects to use his memories to restore belief in information that often does not match objective evidence. I swear lying is easier for those two than breathing. If anything, these two are relentlessly spreading misinformation. So I have an idea. Maybe they can create an actual impact report that shows the exact impact these two have on what they've done since their founding report. For example, they rejected actual claims of racism and concluded that the royal family was racist. And 2 years later they came full circle and said, oh, they never said they were racist. They just said the royal family is biased. There are so many people in organizations who have supported them in the past, and now they go with the spokesperson of the organization and say that they are both proven liars. And their way of mocking real mental issues by admitting that Harry spoke directly to his therapist on the phone after the incident with the family members, but when Meghan said she was having suicidal thoughts, there was nothing he could do to help her. I mean, at least Harry gave these late-night comedians a lot to do, because he became a real punching bag for all of them. Chapter they keep frying. Let's see what else. Well, he went to his grandmother's funeral and reunited with her family, knowing full well all the horrible things he was going to say to them, and these are just some of the examples that come to mind. If you want, add more examples in the comments section. I mean, what does he say about putting lipstick on a pig? This impact statement is basically like pig's lips. In addition, if you look at the report, you will see that there is no financial information about the income and expenses of the private foundation. So could someone please explain to me how Scooby-Doo releases financial data from this report that doesn't actually contain any such data? It seems to me that Archewell does not file its financial statements, so Scooby-Doo just made these numbers up, or maybe got them from some source. What's interesting to me is that if his numbers are made up, he's not doing them any favors by sharing them. I mean, 3 out of 13 million people. Chapter this is not a good donation distribution ratio, and they say they helped with these activities, but it's not specific. It doesn't say what they did, exactly how much money was spent, or where some of the things that weren't on the list last year went, and as usual they blow every aspect of the report. And I haven't even seen where they list their administrative costs. I think that should always be part of the report. I didn't really look into it because honestly, guys, I'm not that interested in analyzing their bullshit. Another thing is that most companies report annually. Thus, the biennial impact report generally compares financial data for 2022 and 2021. So I found the report, and well, when Meghan and Harry's PR firms were hired, I didn't waste time reading the bullshit. However, I think this report is nonsense. They did their best to write it in a clever style and make it very misleading, but it's basically just like anything else. Archewell isn't doing much because companies like Netflix and Spotify are almost certainly paying them through the fund for tax purposes, and the money will be used to cover expenses for them and their employees. However, we already know that Meghan and Harry are really good at ambiguity and vague language, which allows them to defend themselves when people accuse them of doing something wrong. It's like what Harry is trying to say is that when both he and Meghan were talking about outright racist behavior, neither of them used the word racist, and they knew what everyone was thinking after this interview. They claim their unborn child was racially profiled. That's the message they want to convey, that it's all just a mess. I don't know what will happen to him. Will they get married? Will they stay together? I don't believe that. Will Prince Harry finally come home if they don't get married? And what about their invisible children? Will we ever find out the truth about him? I swear, the more we hear about them, the less we know. But you know what? People are no longer fooled by their little tricks. So they probably need to come up with a new strategy soon. And you, do you agree with the view of my video? Please let me know what you think in the comments section below, and we can also talk about Harry and Meghan's charity work. And don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button for more updates from the Princess Diana news team. Thanks again for your attention, bye, and I will see you again in the next video.